Good afternoon and welcome. Australian Junior Ice Hockey League action from O'Brien Icehouse in Melbourne. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge and respect the traditional custodians on the land that these two teams meet on today, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to elders past and present and extend all that respect to all Indigenous people watching today. I'm Eric Brook and alongside me in commentary is John D. JD, good afternoon.
Always a pleasure, Eric. How are you, my friend? Always a pleasure. How are you?
I am absolutely ecstatic. This is our actual AJ debut.
Certainly is.
We've been preparing all week in terms of getting to know the league, getting to know the players, and it's been a league where during the entire summer, teams have been crisscrossing the nation, playing lots and lots of hockey. 6 teams in the competition, only 4 could make it. We say farewell to the Melbourne Glaciers and also the Perth Sharks at this point. But it was very, very close in the battle for 4th position. Adelaide Generals, who are coming up in this game against the Sydney Wolfpack, they only had their position confirmed the last week of the regular season.
Look, the absolute tear some of these teams have been on, it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal weekend.
It certainly is. The Wolfpack, it's fair to say, they've been the form team of the competition. They've only lost once in regulation. It's 1v4, the Sydney Wolfpack against the Adelaide Generals, and we'll just give you a brief oversight of what we're doing in terms of the lead-in for both teams. The Sydney Wolfpack, they finished in 1st position. They had 12 wins in regulation, 1 loss, and 2 losses in a shootout. They finished on 38 points in 1st position, and their goal differential was a rather impressive plus 34. We go across to the Adelaide Generals. They finished in 4th position. They had 5 wins in regulation, 6 regulation losses. They had a tie. They did win twice in a shootout and lost once in a shootout, but 21.5 points, finished in 4th position, and their goal differential was rather interesting, JD. It was 0.
That's an interesting number to end on in a season. You couldn't do that if you tried.
But they made it into finals. It was very close between them and the Perth Sharks, and the Adelaide Generals, they had results go their way and they're in finals. The first game that we'll be bringing you is the Sydney Wolfpack against the Adelaide Generals, and that will be immediately followed by the Brisbane Blitz playing the Sydney Sabres.
Look, and I think today's game is going to be absolutely phenomenal because, as we say, the Wolfpack's been on an absolute tear. 12 wins, almost twice what anybody else has gotten so far this season. And look, this Alexi Manio from the Wolfpack, 14 goals this season, absolute tear of a kid, and some of these shots have been absolutely fantastic that have come out of nowhere, so he's definitely going to be one of the ones to watch today.
And if we have a look at what the teams have last done in the regular season, the Wolfpack last weekend in Newcastle, they absolutely lit up their cross-team opponents in the Sabres, winning 12-2. Before that, they had a 3-2 loss against the Sabres at Liverpool, and they had a good win also against the Melbourne Glaciers, 6-3 in Liverpool. Looking on the other side of the equation, for the Adelaide Generals, they had a series in Brisbane against the Brisbane Blitz. They won in a shootout 2-1. They also won 6-4 in regulation, and they had a 2-1 regulation loss against the Blitz. So the Adelaide Generals, they're only one of 2 teams not from Sydney to win the AJ, or what is now the Nathan Walker Trophy, as both teams are on the ice for warm-up.
Look, that's the most interesting stat that I find, that it's literally only been 2 non-Sydney teams that have ever won that cup in the actual history that we've got here.
It's certainly interesting. The Brisbane Blitz, they haven't won so far in AJ history. The Sabres have been there before, holding the trophy. The Wolfpack have been there, as have the Adelaide Generals. And so this is going to be a fantastic weekend of junior hockey with 1v4 now, 2v3 following, and then of course the winners go through to the gold medal game tomorrow. The teams that don't win go through to the bronze medal game also tomorrow.
Well, look, and you've got to think the Wolfpack, for the absolute tear they've been on, they've got something to prove, because it's been a good 5 years or so since they've been here, since they've won that big one. And they're definitely where smart money will have to be this weekend.
And also they'll be very, very keen to get the trophy off the Sabres, who are the current champions.
They most certainly are. Absolute cross-city rivalry there, one of which we've not seen the likes of in a good many years.
So the future of Australian hockey right here, right now. Semi-finals, we know from various competitions that we've seen before that anything can happen on this weekend.
Look, and that's all it takes. I mean, as we say, the Wolfpack have only lost the one in regulation time, but all it takes is one loss and you're out of finals contention. You're not going to be in that big dance at the end.
Exactly right. So let's have a look at some of the stats and some of the leaders from both teams. You mentioned the top goal scorer from the Wolfpack. Let's have a talk about assists and points and penalty minutes as well.
We
Mr.
can
JD.
certainly do that. Let me just find where I've put my numbers. I have lost them. I am very well prepped, clearly. Didn't expect you to throw to me for numbers, Eric. That's not my job.
So Oleski Manio has 14 goals. Joey Gunner with 13 assists, and Manio leading on points too with 25. When it comes down to penalty minutes, Alex Wardlaw has 40 penalty minutes, and having a look at both teams,
that's not a small amount of minutes.
There are some players with big amounts of penalty minutes as well.
Well, I mean, you look at Zach Steele with the best superhero name in the league across on the Adelaide side. He's sitting on 28, as is Cameron Pope, and that's got nothing on Connor Smith from that side, who's got the 34. So, none of these boys are at all strangers to sitting in that terrarium of shame.
Indeed, the cube of shame and lots of other names that we'll have for it over the weekend. Having a look at the Adelaide Generals, their leading goal scorer is Ben Handberg with 11. Brad Chenoweth leading assists on 11. And in points, Connor Smith and Brad Chenoweth share the points leading for the Adelaide Generals on 16. Connor Smith also leading penalty minutes on 34.
The boy's had a big season. He's been all over the place, that kid.
Certainly have. And let's have a look at the head-to-head stats. Adelaide Generals, they travelled to Sydney to play the Wolfpack. It was the Wolfpack winning on all three occasions, winning 6-1, 4-1 and 5-3.
And look, as you see him progress throughout the season, that differential has gotten closer. So, look, anything could happen today. That 5-3 scoreline, that doesn't reflect a poor performance the last time the Generals came up against the Wolfpack by any stretch of the imagination.
And so what can happen, you can have a really close game, for instance, like a 3-2 win that the Wolfpack recently had against the Sabres, or you can have a 12-2 win between the same teams, with the Wolfpack winning that one in Newcastle. Look,
you can certainly do that, and I'm sure that's one the Sabres probably don't want us to be dwelling on too much in our conversation, but unfortunately it is very much a part of history and something we're going to need to cover at least once this weekend.
And so the Wolfpack certainly on fire last weekend with 12 goals, and that goes some way to explaining their plus 34 in goal differential.
Well, considering how many of those were in that one game, yeah, that's where a good chunk of that stat's going to come from.
And also, JD, we mentioned penalty box time earlier, and that leads me to power plays and penalty kills. The Wolfpack are number one in power play and in penalty kills, 23.66% in the power play rather, and rather impressive 90.91% in the penalty kill. The Adelaide Generals, on the other hand, they're second. They're second in terms of power play and penalty kill, 14.93% the power play, and a still respectable 87% in the penalty kill. So 1v2 in terms of power plays and penalty kills, 1v4 in terms of the actual standings.
Look, as far as penalty kills goes, I'll learn to say it in a minute, trust me. That 87.05, that's not a number to be ashamed of by any stretch, especially for a team that, and it's not necessarily a negative, it sits in fourth position to have that level of penalty kill.
Yeah, absolutely right. And so special teams are going to be very, very important in today's game as well.
Honestly, I think given the PIMs that both teams are clearly capable of, it is those special teams rather, that it's going to come down to, the battle of the two.
And ruling on special teams today, our officials, our referees, Mark Peruzio and Jeff Clinic, and on the lines, Hayden Rogers and Hamish Young.
Fantastic to see the four officials out there doing their thing, calling it straight down the middle.
And so both teams on the ice, the the Wolfpack in blue, the Adelaide Generals in black. And so we're moments away. The pucks are being gathered. And we're just having a look now at the Wolfpack. They will be defending the South Pole end for this first period at the O'Brien Ice House. So just having a look at some goalie stats as well. Ignacy Benjamin's had a great season for the Wolfpack. 1.70 goals against average and a rather decent save percentage as well of .919. He's had 10 games played and with 9 wins, so you would expect him to get the start, and that's exactly what's happening for the Wolfpack as they will be gathering on the blue lines for the Australian National Anthem very, very shortly. The Generals will be joining them on their respective blue lines shortly as well. They will be defending the Zamboni end for the first period. We'll be pausing now for the Australian National Anthem. The anthem has been played. Our officials on the ice, and very, very shortly, JD play will commence, and we'll find out very soon who will be the first team through to the gold medal game tomorrow.
That will be absolutely something that we will definitely find out one way or another at the end of this thing, regardless of who plays. And while we were on goalies, you've got to think that it's going to be young Jeremy Friedrich that's going to be in for the Generals today.
And he's had a great season as well. A 2.22 goals against average and a save percentage which is actually better than Benjamin's at the other end, .927. 9 games played, 6 wins and 1 shutout. We're just about ready for game number 1, Australian Junior Ice Hockey League. Let's play some hockey. Waiting for the puck to drop. Puck drops and the Generals first in possession, working down the left-hand side all the way back down, and a rather early icing call after 5 seconds of play.
That's got to be one of the fastest whistles we've had in this league so far this season, but you know, it happens.
So attacking zone face-off coming up for the Wolfpack. Friedrich in net for the Adelaide Generals. A great season that he's had. Opening face-off, Dorbanos will take it. Back now for the Generals, working it out of their own end. Not quite able to keep it in the zone. Jackson Gallagher, lots of brothers playing in the AJ. Coming in now. Some good work there by Chenoweth up close. The Wolfpack looking to get out of their defensive zone. Right near the Wolfpack bench now, going for a skate down the left-hand side briefly. The Generals have it now. Some good work there by Cameron Pope. Shot goes wide of Benjamin. No action really required on that occasion. Up against the half wall. Jackson Gallagher getting involved early for the Wolfpack. Rye with it now. Back to centre ice. Generals have it down the left-hand side. Early stages of the first period. Entering the zone now. Good work, Joey Gunner. Generals now trying to get into neutral ice. Do a good job of that. Work again by Pope. And we have an early whistle.
Look, you've really got to hand it to the Generals in this game. They're coming in underdogs against this more or less undefeated team, and yet they're going to take it to them every step of the way because they've obviously got something to prove against this team, and they want to get to that big dance as well. Mainly
taking the face-off for the Generals, trying to enter the zone with Zach Steele.
Zach Steele. Best name in hockey.
Lots of physical play there. Right near the Generals bench now, under some pressure. Lavery getting involved early underneath the scoreboard now. The Wolfpack on the attack, well kept into the zone. And a good save there. Important to get the glove down and into the glove early there, JD.
Absolutely it is. It also gives you not only that save that you desperately need, but also there's a couple of seconds while they do that changeover to catch your breath. Very important early on, maintain that level of stamina.
Albie Benjamin will be taking the attacking zone face-off for the Wolfpack to the right-hand side of Friedrich. Near the Zamboni door, and the puck goes out of play off the glass. Both teams will really be enjoying the glass too, the O'Brien Icehouse, with neither team playing regularly at a venue with glass.
No, none of the rinks that the Wolfpack play in nor in Adelaide actually have that glass. It's only a couple in the entire country that have actually got that. And as you say, both teams will be absolutely loving it for the change for finals.
Jack Ranson to take the face-off now for the Wolfpack, firing a shot that went wide there from Kopp. Generals now keeping it out of the zone again by Pope, who's been heavily involved so far. The shot goes high and wide there of Benjamin. No action again required. Into neutralise. Coming back now for the Wolfpack. In the defensive end is Barton. Barton now trying to leave the area. Some good work there by Chenoweth, who's had a good season for the Generals. Generals doing a good job of keeping the Wolfpack hemmed down briefly, but good counter-attack opportunity. Shot going wide. No action required there by Friedrich on that occasion. Up against the half wall. Lots of backwards and forwards action so far. Handberg, the leading scorer for the Generals, getting involved in that passage of play. Pope again, and he's working hard as he always would. Nice cross-ice pass. Will he get a good rebound off the half wall? No, he won't. 8-on-8 briefly. Ransom against O'Hanley. Wolfpack looking to progress now. They enter the attacking zone. Off the iron there. Horrible sound for a goalie, but it worked out well for Friedrich on that occasion. Back into neutralise, the closest that the Wolfpack has come there. O'Hanley up against the boards. The Generals now promoting the puck into neutralise, and that'll come back down for Joey Gunner. Trips and falls himself on the back wall. Reinforcements arrive from both teams. Generals looking to keep the Wolfpack hemmed in. Good crowd here for finals hockey in the AJ. Centering pass now. Lots of blue shirts there. Some good pressure there. Matok with the puck for the Generals briefly, but it comes outside and they'll have to retreat all the way back down. In possession of the puck now is Clark for the Generals. Clark battling against Gallagher. Jackson leaving the zone, leaving the attacking zone, or rather the defensive zone, coming into the Adelaide Generals attacking zone now, just working wide, just trying to get some good bodies in good position. Battling against the walls there is Ambrose Foster. Wolfpack just looking to get out of their defensive zone. Keeping them hemmed down here. Well done by the Generals. Out of the zone now. Good counter-attack opportunity by Jackson Gallagher. Gallagher walks in, comes down, goes for a slide along the ice, and the Wolfpack didn't really get a good opportunity there. Counter-attack opportunity coming up for the Generals. Shot that went fractionally wide from Tyler Boyle. Penalty coming. Penalty box door will be opening. Delayed penalty coming up. The Generals touch up, and a power play coming up for the Wolfpack, JD.
This is absolutely what you talked about at the top of the game. Eric, it's going to come down to these penalties, these special teams. We haven't seen sort of a lot of scoring opportunities yet, but now you're going to get the Wolfpack on the power play. You don't turn your back on the Wolfpack, especially at these moments when they are so dangerous in these times.
Craig Mahari goes into the penalty box for the first time for the Generals. So power play coming up for the Wolfpack. So they're in good position early. Wolfpack now just setting up their power play. First in the league, Joey Gunner. Give and go with Gunner on the blue line. Looking for some options. He's got some options there. Good shot, good screen in front too. Good initial shot there from Manio, who's been so good for the Wolfpack. Just back down for Benjamin, for Gunner. Right hand side, neutralise. Trying to find Manio. Couldn't quite connect with him. There instead were the Generals. Good save there by Benjamin. Heavy collision up against the boards. and the Wolfpack on the power play for the next minute 25. Wolfpack on the attack now, just going for a skate through Alexander Wardlaw. Puck in the slot briefly. Albie Benjamin with the puck briefly for the Wolfpack. Minute 15 of the power play remaining for the Wolfpack. Generals now will just be looking to get the puck out of there, but the Wolfpack take over. Gunner does a good job of keeping it in the attacking zone. Give and go here. Shot by Manio. Good save there by Friedrich. Up against the boards, eating valuable seconds for the Generals in the penalty kill. 1 versus 2 in terms of special teams. Gunner thinks about power drive. The puck was there. Good save there by Friedrich under some pressure. Good screening too by the Wolfpack here. The puck still free. Good opportunity. Wardlaw, Alexander tries to fire. Couldn't get a good shot on. Lots of bodies in motion. Give and go with Gunner. Gunner winds up. Collected one of his own teammates on the way through. Albie Benjamin. 25 seconds of the power play remaining. Firing. Lots of bodies from both teams in the slot area. Puck comes out. Gunner can't prevent the puck from leaving the attacking zone. And so the Wolfpack have to retreat with 10 seconds of the power play remaining. One last opportunity got there from Alexander Wardlaw. Goes wide. And a good penalty kill from the Generals. As we're now back to 5-on-5 hockey. Back now for the Wolfpack at their own defensive end. Full strength now. Generals are neutralised, going for a skate down the right-hand side. Jackson Gallagher's had some good possession so far. Friedrich has to be watchful. Lavery. And the Generals will skate it out. Some good work there by Maley. Generals now on the attack through Steele. Up against the boards. Boyle does well, keeping it in the Generals attacking zone. Against the board, Zach Steele getting heavily involved. Getting stuck on the half wall briefly. 8 minutes to go in the first period. Wolfpack and Generals 0-0 in semi-final 1. All the way back down. Good puck play there by Friedrich in net. That can go wrong on so many occasions, but he did well on that occasion. Back now for O'Handley. O'Handley decides to continue to the left-hand side. Pressure underneath the scoreboard. Players there from both teams battling. Jackson Gallagher coming in. Wolfpack on the attack now. The shot that just went fractionally wide from Ransom. Lots of pressure here for the Generals at their own defensive end. Now they've got an opportunity down the right-hand side. Matuk there can go for a skate down the right-hand side. Enters the zone. Leaves it back now for Maley. Back in neutral ice. Good opportunity for the Wolfpack, but he's got no support there. Really, Lavery. Generals now. Their right-hand side as both teams have a good opportunity to change. Wolfpack now left-hand side. Losing the puck briefly behind him. Recovered. All the way back down the Wolfpack defensive end. Got some options, goes towards the right-hand side, back into neutral ice, but there's only Generals there. Generals on the charge, losing possession, turnover opportunity. Good work by Dormanos. He's still got the puck, he's got some support, and the net is at 90 degrees. I don't think you can score when the net's like that, JD.
I don't think that's in the rule book. I'd have to double check it, but I think you're right. It might be one of those rare occasions where a goal's not going to be allowed with the net rotated 90 degrees like that.
I've seen the net at all sorts of angles, but not at that angle.
Look, I saw a game recently, I can't remember who it was between, and the net actually tipped forward, and that was something I hadn't seen in a very long time.
Attacking zone face-off for the Wolfpack. Generals now trying to clear the zone. They do via Chenoweth on the left-hand side, entering the zone. Handy work there from Benjamin. He saw the player coming. Saw the player coming indeed, and he was there ready with the pad and the stick.
Which is exactly what you would hope a goalie would be ready to do at any given moment.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Generals. Ben Handberg will be taking the face-off for the Generals and wins it. Generals now, they really haven't cleared that left-hand face-off circle. Now there's some pressure in front of Benjamin, and Benjamin, he really had the sprawl with players from both teams around him.
He really has. And look, I think this period has actually shown a lot more offense from the Generals than we might have thought we would see, especially early on in the period while they were finding their footing against the Wolfpack.
So a new defensive core comes on for the Wolfpack. Hamburg again taking the face-off for the Generals. Wolfpack now trying to clear their defensive zone. They can't quite manage to do it on the first occasion. They managed to do it now via Dorbanos. Good opportunity coming up for the Wolfpack around 1, around 2, just slightly wide. And the Generals there in numbers, as are the Wolfpack. Battle. Albie Benjamin again in the thick of the action. Puck goes high and wide. Possibly out of play, I thought. Play's allowed to continue, and the Generals clear their defensive zone. Counter-attack opportunity. They're entering the zone. They're getting forced wide via Pope. Pope with some good work there, but the Wolfpack, they're battling in defence up against the boards. Pope, big battle up against the boards. The puck's just pinballing around back into neutralised. Counter-attack opportunity coming up now for the Wolfpack. Nice pass. He really had to swat that away, and that's exactly what he did, Friedrich. It was some good work there by the Wolfpack. Back now for Gunner. Gunner just happy to dump it in and come off for a change. Back now for the Generals via Chen. Chen in defence, left-hand side. Working there with Mahari. Near both penalty boxes that have only had one occupant so far. Neutral ice. Generals looking to be all running. Entering the zone was Foster. Foster battling up against the boards. Berthold had it briefly for the Wolfpack. Left-hand side now. Wolfpack entering the zone. He did some good work to get through that hole, but they were offside. Good work there by Dorbanos, but one of his teammates was in front of him.
As unfortunately happens. But look, say what you want about these goalies. You can be as good as you want. You've got to have that D-line in front of you stopping those shots and getting in the way. I mean, we've seen that already from both teams in spades.
Neutral zone face-off near the Generals bench. Wolfpack is happy to promote the puck there by Berthold. Generals at their own defensive end. Manio's been good for the Wolfpack this season, leading goal scorer as we mentioned in the introduction. He just goes wide on that occasion. Up against the boards near the scoreboard is Barton. Wolfpack on the attack. It's still 0-0. They're getting their bodies in places there. Good defence there by the Generals. They still have it though, the Wolfpack. Just happy to dump it in the corner. Generals didn't give them a lot of options in front on that occasion. The puck's still free though. Still free by Barton. Up in the corner. The referee just wants the puck to continue to move. Generals have it with 3.5 minutes to go. It's still 0-0. Wolfpack and Generals in the first AJ semi-final. Generals now do a good job of clearing out of the defensive zone via Zach Steele.
Zach Steele, best name in hockey.
Up against the blue line. It was good work by Manio and a good save there by Friedrich.
That was an absolutely spectacular save, and exactly the sort of thing we've come to expect from this young goalie, which has brought him to, have that ridiculously high percentage save so far already this season.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Wolfpack to the right-hand side of Friedrich. Albie Benjamin will be taking the face-off and through to Friedrich, which probably makes his easiest save that he would have to make today.
That's definitely probably going to be one of the easiest ones he's definitely got, unlike that one that he had to swat away earlier, which was just a sheer desperation.
So the puck takes a long time to leave that face-off circle. Coming up now is Pope. Pope getting sent wide. Persisted with the puck for a long time before losing possession. The Wolfpack now entering the zone, hunting in packs. Friedrich there with a good save. There was some good pressure, and the net is again off its moorings. It's rather close to the Zamboni wall as we have a look at some replay action at this passage of play. It was good passage of play from both teams. The give and go, and he tracked it all the way there. Friedrich. 2:46 remaining in the first period. It's still 0-0. Wolfpack and Generals. AJ semi-final number 1. As the heads up at the Adelaide bench. Your puck has landed in Generals bench. Would you like to play again?
It certainly has, but you know what? That's not where you want it. You don't want it in the Adelaide bench. You want it in the Adelaide net. I know it's the same amount of syllables, guys, but sort of rotate at 90 degrees round, that's what you're aiming for.
Well, we've already seen the net rotated at 90 degrees.
Well, we've also seen it jump back about 4 foot as well, so, this net's got a mind of its own.
Attacking zone face-off coming up now for the Wolfpack. They're on the attack via Cop on the blue line. Lots of bodies in front there. They take a shot there. Again, Cop getting involved from the blue line. Left-hand side by Wright. Back into neutral ice. They have to turn and retreat. Via Cop, who's been heavily involved in the last couple of minutes. Now for Dorbanos. Good save there by Friedrich. The puck's still free. The Generals need to clear it out. But the Wolfpack certainly aren't going to make it easy. Up against the half wall. Lots of wall battles as you'd expect there. Wolfpack through Mackenzie Gallagher. In the slot, the puck's free. It squirts out in favour of the Generals. Pope just leaving it behind him briefly. Lots of players just leaving the puck behind them on that little exchange. On the attack, Wolfpack, where the Generals were there in such great numbers via Chenoweth, managing to clear the zone. Shot there from shot saved there by Benjamin. Zach Steele heavily involved in that little passage of play up against the boards. And the Wolfpack have possession with 90 seconds remaining in the first period. Play heads down the grandstand side. And the Generals get out of jail on that occasion. They could have quite easily have lost the puck, but they haven't. Wolfpack now under some pressure. Almost ended up on the Wolfpack bench there. Almost took out the backup goalie. Shot goes fractionally wide. Had a little bit of net to look at. The Generals just couldn't take advantage. Minute to go in the period now. A good opportunity coming up here. Shot went well and truly wide there by Dorbanos. No action required. Back into neutral ice. Player comes down. Generals entering the zone via Steele. Steele sprays it wide. Barton getting involved in defence there for the Wolfpack. Ransom. Time rapidly expiring the first period. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Still 0 Wolfpack and Generals. 1v4 in the AJ final, semi-final number 1. Both teams running out of time in the first period in neutral ice. The Wolfpack in possession will probably have time for one more shot if they can get some players in good position. The Generals applying lots of pressure in defence. Taking the puck there was Barton. Generals should be able to clear it up now. One last opportunity possibly. The puck should end up in neutral ice at the end of the first period. The Wolfpack and the Generals 0-0. A very short first intermission. And the players don't have a lot of time to recover on this occasion, JD.
They certainly don't. They can stop, have a quick word from the coach, quick swig of water, and they'll be back at it. But look, I'm really surprised we've got a 0-0 game so far.
Both teams have had opportunities. There was one Wolfpack opportunity where it rang off the post.
Which, depending on your perspective, is either the most heartbreaking sound in all of ice hockey or the most relieving sound in all of ice hockey.
It's 0 Wolfpack and Generals first intermission for semi-final 1. Following this game will be the second game between the Brisbane Blitz and the Sydney Sabres. One thing that I'm surprised about, JD, there's only been one player in the penalty box so far, Craig McCary for the Generals.
Look, given the history of both of these teams and what we were saying at the top of the game, I really thought more people would be off to spend some time in that terrarium. But so far, bit of a clean game. So a couple of little questionable things, but the referees have let them go. I think it's a case of it's finals, let the players determine the game instead of let it come down to, as we rightly or wrongly predicted, those special teams.
So a very short intermission. Second intermission will be longer. There will be an ice cut between the second and the third periods. The winners go through to tomorrow's grand final game. The losers go through to the bronze medal game. We'll have all 4 games here live via Fox Media Group.
We most certainly will, and we'll be here calling all 4 of them for better or worse.
So it's certainly been a busy season for all the teams concerned. 6-team competition. The Perth Sharks almost made finals. They just lost by the skin of their teeth. And
being Sharks, they have more than a few teeth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wasn't even thinking of that, JD, when you said that.
Well, look, it's what we do. I watched Jaws recently. It's a pretty good film. But look, I think, as you say, it's been a long series, a season, especially now that the league has gone from that sort of almost a conference style to now all the teams just travel everywhere as one overall league. That's got to put extra pressure and extra fatigue on a team, especially made up of such young men.
And when you consider as well that each team is usually playing 3 games on a weekend, 1 on a Saturday and 2 on a Sunday.
That's right, that's a lot of hockey for guys to play in a weekend, especially such a fast and at times physical game as these guys play against each other. It's not like some other travelling leagues that have those restrictions on the hits. This one, the guys, you see it, and the PIMs for both teams reflect it. They get physical, and that's got to take that toll, especially when you're travelling.
So both teams coming back onto the ice for the second period. The Wolfpack in blue defending the Zamboni end. The Generals in black defending the South Pole end, which is at the northern end of the rink. I don't know how that worked, but...
An issue with magnets.
Yeah. So players on the ice for the second period. Who will crack first, the Wolfpack or the Generals?
It will definitely be one of those two teams, yes.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Well, I don't know. Look, smart money would be on Manio getting that goal, but that's just statistically speaking, it literally could be anybody. All you need is that split second opening.
So players underway for the second period. The Wolfpack on the attack early. Good shot there by Barton, who's been heavily involved so far for the Wolfpack. 4 goals so far, but his involvement's been high. Wolfpack just setting up early stages of the second period. Bodies in front have been so important, just guarding that blue line. Aiden Wardlaw shot. Good save there by Friedrich, but a big rebound. It may be something like a rebound or a tap in or a screen or something like that. That could be the... So play continues in the... play continues, good save there by Friedrich.
And Friedrich, the absolute star so far, having a slight issue with his skate, but I'm sure he'll get it fixed. He'll be back up, blocking those shots. And as we say, absolutely game. We thought it was going to be a game of the special teams. Has come down to the game of the goalies so far.
So a goalie battle, and both teams have had good success so far in the goaltending department. As the Wolfpack, they're on the attack, trying to exit the attacking of the defensive zone are the Generals, but on the attack are the Wolfpack now. Just a little bit of give and go and some rebounds off some skates. The Generals taking advantage of that, going the aerial route on that occasion. Icing waved off underneath the scoreboard, and the Generals now look to be on the attack, but it's all Wolfpack so far. Good breakaway opportunity for Alexander Wardlaw. Good save there too by Friedrich.
And this right here is exactly what we're talking about. It's coming down to these goalies. And Alexander Wardlaw, you don't want to be on the receiving end of that at the best of times, let alone when he's on a breakaway like this. Like, look at here on the replay. No one in his way. 11 couldn't even get there. I mean, as fast as Gallagher is, he was on a tear.
Backing zone face-off coming up for the Wolfpack. Albie Benjamin will be taking it. Kept into the blue zone via the Wolfpack now. They're on the attack. It's still 0 with 13.5 minutes to go in the second period. Both teams have had some great opportunities. Shot goes across the face of goal. He was there waiting for it up against the boards. There was Rosenberg. In front, shot from Alexander Wardlaw again goes wide. They're doing a good job of keeping them on the attack. The Wolfpack across the face couldn't really connect with anybody on that occasion. Lavery with it. Alexander Wardlaw providing some good pressure, trying to keep the Generals hemmed. Doing a good job of that so far. Looking to go to the right-hand side. Back into neutral ice now. Some good passing and just happy to dump it in. Saved there by Benjamin. And just clearing the zone. Nice cherry picking on the blue line there. Had to wait for the teammate to come back on side. Alexander Wardlaw coming into the attacking zone now. Not going wide. Chasing the puck there is Rye. Reinforcements arrive from the Generals. And they clear it out. Big stretch pass. Couldn't quite connect with the stick of Chenoweth. And all the way back for icing. Hasn't been many icings. The puck's been in play a lot.
Absolutely it has. And look, and that's what you want. I mean, you can ice it as much as you want, but that's not going to get you a goal. That's just going to get you reset back down the other end, and that's not helpful for anybody.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Wolfpack to the right-hand side of Friedrich. Taking the face-off for the Wolfpack, Mackenzie Gallagher. Back now for Dawn Boss. Thank you for the tip. Always love a good pronunciation, helpful hand. Up against the half wall. Wolfpack now looking to be on the attack, but the Generals there providing a lot of resistance. Wolfpack on the attack. Nice passing. Getting his body in the way. There was good work there by Clark. Getting his body in the way there for the Generals and making that play break down. So the Wolfpack, they had to turn and retreat. Entering the zone now is Cop. Cop with it now, just looking for somebody in front, but he's had some pressure applied there. And we have a whistle. The net's off its moorings again.
Look, and at least it's not the one at the other end. This one's starting to come alive as well. There's something in the air down there. Are we sure these aren't some sort of Harry Potter-esque magic nets that are just trying to run away?
Lots of pressure there. I would not want to be a goal net for your life.
A goal net or a goaltender?
Overall.
Well, this is true. I mean, I'd rather be the net. You just get to sort of stand there and someone protects you.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Wolfpack, but we'll do that all again. 11:36 remaining in the second. Wolfpack and Generals, 0-0.
Which still blows my mind. We are sort of a third of the way through the second, and we've not got a goal from either of these sides.
Generals now trying to clear it out. They clear it out now. Good work there by Boyle. Dumped in. Boyle up against the boards. Near the scoreboard. Wolfpack there in numbers should be able to clear it out. They clear it out. Just couldn't prevent the puck. And we've got a penalty coming. Cross-checking the call.
And here he goes off to the, as I started calling it, the terrarium of shame. Apparently, number 6, bye Tyler, enjoy your 2 minutes.
So Tyler Boyle sitting for a couple of minutes for a cross-check.
And this could be what it comes down to. We've finally got another one of these special teams is up. This could be the moment that the Generals, actually, not the Generals, rather the Wolfpack, actually put one away.
So this will be their second power play of the afternoon, the Wolfpack. They're number 1 in both special teams. The Generals number 2 in both special teams. So special teams will be very, very important, but also very, very tight. Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Wolfpack now. Generals clearing it out, short-handed. They had to watch the offside there. Generals at their defensive end just clear the puck out all the way back down. It's a foot race up against the goal line. Benjamin's just watchful. Wolfpack getting it out of trouble on the right-hand side. Just losing the puck briefly was Gunner. Back into neutralised, so they have to turn and chase again. 90 seconds of the power play remaining for the Wolfpack. Still 0-0 with 10:45 remaining in the second. Semi-final 1. Entering the zone now. Good work by Manio. Good save there by Friedrich. Up against the boards, eating valuable seconds. Power play for the Wolfpack. Wardlaw now. Wardlaw had to dodge the player and the stick that was on the ground. Shot there, went higher wide. And it was a good shot there by Albie Benjamin.
You say that as if it's a surprise. It's what Albie Benjamin does. Look, this is what we're talking about. Halfway through this power play, the Generals have still killed it. This is why they've got that 87% second spot, that second spot penalty kill. They are just working so hard to just make sure nothing gets past them.
So attacking zone face-off coming up now for the Wolfpack. Eric Brook and John D with you in commentary. It took an eternity to leave that face-off circle. Back now, all the Generals now. Breakaway opportunity briefly. Good work there by Chen, short-handed for the Wolfpack. 10 minutes to go in the second period. 40 seconds of the power play for the Wolfpack. They're at the wrong end briefly, but they'll sure rectify that. Berthold with it now. Nice pass on the right-hand side. Players in front. And it was good pressure in front. Lavery was sitting on the doorstep there, and it was a great pass delivered to him as well.
But this is what it comes down to again. Young Jeremy, right there. Catches that puck, plants it, freezes it, gives his boys a chance to breathe for 5 seconds before we come straight back into this face-off.
Good delivery too by Jack Ransom on that play. Good shot there from the point from Barton, selecting power drive, but well saved again by Friedrich. And it could be something as simple as players in front getting a deflection.
Look, that's as we say, that's what it could come down to. Friedrich gets that rebound, somebody else catches it, plants it.
Bodies in front, stacks on, the puck's still free, but it's out of the net of the Generals. The puck's still free, and the Generals clear it out with 10 seconds of the power play remaining. Just settling the puck down there is Benjamin. Just leaving it for Berthold now. Left hand side. The Generals penalty box is about to open. Losing possession. 5-on-5 hockey again. Wolfpack working it down there. Right hand side. Up against the boards. Hope on the charge for the Generals, but they're there in numbers too. Zach Steele trying to get involved on that occasion. Entering the zone, firing. Good shot there from Manio. You can see why he's been scoring a lot of goals so far. Centering pass, another attempt. Big rebound there. Big rebound, but able to clear it out. Counter-attack opportunity. Here come the Generals. The puck's free. The net's off its moorings, and lots of action, JD, at both ends.
Look, it's absolutely fantastic, and this is what you want to see. You hate to see it, but you hate to see a boat race. You want to see, especially when it comes to finals, that back and forth. I mean, at this point, we're still 0-0, and it's fantastic, and I can't wait to see how this is going to play out one way or another.
So, good shot at one end from Manio, and then they get it up the other end here via the Generals. That's some good work all round from both teams and both goalies. Back with live action as the Wolfpack work it out of their defensive end, trying to find Wardlaw, but it found O'Hanley instead. Up against the boards at the South Pole end, the Generals trying to work it out of their defensive end. He's guarding the blue line Cop. Back to centre ice, good opportunity. Zach Steele the man.
Zach Steele, best name in hockey.
I'll fight you with Jamie Goonan, but that's another story for another time. Wolfpack at their own defensive end. 8 minutes to go in the second period. Still no score between these two teams. 1v4 in the regular season. Wolfpack now on the attack by Albie Benjamin. Benjamin fires, and a good save there by Friedrich.
Once again, Friedrich catches it, stops it. That's exactly what you want to see in a goalie.
Lots of action at both ends, and we'll have all the action for all 4 games for you, Fox Media Group, this afternoon and tomorrow. Some good action there. What's it going to take for somebody to crack?
Either going to take a really silly error, some luck, or just some straight up and down skills. Someone's going to outplay someone else shortly.
So Wolfpack, it took a long time to leave that face-off circle. They do a good job of keeping in the attacking zone. The big rebound there. Can Manio take advantage of it? Not cleanly. There he goes. The puck's still free in front. Well cleared out by the Generals, and lots of pressure there. Benjamin just playing the puck, just leaving it for his defenseman. Got some opportunities left and right. Looking for the big stretch pass. Finds Alexander Wardlaw. Wardlaw shoots. Ball directed into the corner there by Friedrich. Rebounds could be a factor here. Generals now clearing it out of their defensive area. And good work there by the... penalty coming possibly. We have a whistle.
We do have a whistle. We'll wait and see who's going to go for the little walk to the little box. Someone's off, and it's one of the Wolfpack boys. What did you do? Number 3, off you go, Nicholas.
Dawn Boss heading to the penalty box for 2 minutes, and it's the first power play for the Adelaide Generals this game.
We've seen a couple so far for the Wolfpack. We've seen then the Generals on the penalty kill. Let's see what the Wolfpack will do.
So Generals now on the power play for the next 2 minutes. Wolfpack just clearing it out on the penalty kill all the way back down. They have to turn and chase. Friedrich with the paddle, and helpful right in the corner. I do get concerned. Dornbos sitting 2 minutes for hooking. And the Generals now, they're just taking their time at their own defensive end, just making sure that they get their zone exit right. Back into centre ice now. Wolfpack, the play breaks down, and that'll come all the way back down. The pace seems to have slowed up, but when you consider that there was a very short intermission. That could account for some of it indeed. Here come the Generals now. They're on the power play. They're first of the afternoon. Getting sent wide. Good work, Maley. Maley with it. On the blue line. Chenoweth delivering the puck across the ice. Handberg. He's been a vital weapon for the Generals. Up against the boards, eating valuable seconds. Gunner coming in hard against the backboards. Handberg up against the blue line, firing, shooting, and a good save. Still 47 seconds of the power play remaining, JD, for the Generals.
Very conservative play, I found, from the Generals on this power play. I thought they'd have gone a little bit harder to try and get past the slightly weakened Wolfpack at this point.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Generals to the left-hand side of Benjamin. Fatigue could be playing a part of the issue as the Wolfpack have to watch the puck go all the way back down for the Generals goalie in Friedrich. They're taking their time, leaving their defensive zone. Now they come into the attacking zone via Chenoweth, leaving the puck behind him, finding Steele. Steele fires on the doorstep with Chenoweth. Couldn't put the final rebound away. Steele again with it. Back on the blue line, just looking for some options, looking for a lane that's open. Concentrating heavily on this left-hand side. The power play is just about over. They've got one last shot, possibly, but the puck comes out of the zone, so the Adelaide Generals won't be happy with that power play as Dornbos comes out of the penalty box and looks to rejoin the action. 5 minutes to go in the second period, and it's still Wolfpack and Generals 0-0. An extended intermission in 5 minutes' time, and I think, JD, that their players will be certainly looking forward to that.
Look, you've got to think those boys are counting down the minutes and seconds to that intermission. They've effectively, at this point, played 25 minutes straight of hockey, regardless of like that 2-minute break that we had and the couple of penalties. They've got to be looking for that sit-down.
Steele now entering the zone. Steele fires. Good save there. Follow-up opportunity was so close. Andrew Chen there. Sorry, Noah Maley rather with the follow-up.
What a spectacular follow-up it was too. But look, funnily enough, net stayed on its moorings that time. Always fun to see. Look at this. I mean, goes for it, down, drops, goes for it. Ref's got it. It's safe.
You can't ask any much more than that apart from some goal celebrations.
That's what both teams are looking for at this point, but look, some of these saves have been amazing.
Wolfpack now working out of their defensive end on the attack. Nice glove save
Look
there from Friedrich. He just made that look so easy.
Plucks it out of the air like it's nothing, and this is why the kid's got the stats that he's got, because he just sees it come and goes, oh yeah, I'll have that. Look, here we go. Coming along, watch this. Shoots it. Oh look, yep, that's mine. Thank you.
Just made it look so easy too. 4:20 remaining in the second period. Still Wolfpack and Generals 0-0. Chen now trying to work it out of his own end. It was applying the pressure though, Manio. Generals now trying to clear it out of the defensive end. Back into neutral ice. So Handley getting involved. Cross ice pass from Kopp. To Kopp rather. Kopp now under some pressure. Some good pressure applied there by Cameron Pope. What can the Generals do? Goes wide. No action required there by Benjamin. Wolfpack managing to clear it out. Getting involved again is Barton. All the way back down the attacking end of the Wolfpack. Reinforcements arriving from both teams. Big rebound offered there by Friedrich, but there was no Wolfpack players in the general vicinity. Couldn't take advantage of that. Kopp just looking to get back to his blue line as a defender. Kept into the zone well by the Wolfpack. Generals now trying to work it out of their own zone. Pope waiting for it on the half wall. Pope promotes the puck. Flung back into the zone there by Friedrich. Under some pressure. Barton was applying some pressure for the Wolfpack as well. All the way back down to neutral ice. Entering the zone on the right-hand side. Good work, Ransom. Losing possession. Regains possession now. Nice pass. Wouldn't get a decent shot on was Barton. Just under 3 minutes to go in the second period. Still no score between the Wolfpack and the Generals. Centering pass now. Just finds Pope. Pope now on the charge for the Generals. Just happy to fling it in and he'll come off for the change. Gunner at his defensive end just uses Ransom Ransom now with a nice cross-ice pass. Couldn't really connect with anybody. And with icing, that will...
The power behind that pass, I'm not at all surprised that it ended up icing if somebody didn't get on the end of that. He just he winds them up, he fires them off, and that's why he's such a good little player, and he's definitely going to be one to watch in years to come.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Generals. 2:26 remaining in the second period. Generals now on the attack. Let's see what they can do. They'll try that one again. Mainly taking the face-off for the Generals. Wolfpack just trying to clear it out of their defensive end. They managed to do that. Back into neutral ice. Generals have control of this puck at the moment, heading towards the right-hand side. Trying to enter the zone, but a couple of Wolfpack players said, absolutely no way are you coming into the zone with that one. Some good defence by both teams as well. Trying to control the puck there was Ransom again. Oh, the aerial route. I thought that was going to hit the roof. That was a huge alley-oop there by the Generals. In some stadiums around the country, that would have hit the roof, JD.
Oh, in probably most of them, to be honest, that probably would have hit the ceiling, which is one of the benefits of playing finals down there at OBI. You've got that space to do those alley-oop shots.
Generals now on the attack with 99 seconds remaining in the second period. Still no score. Under some pressure. And good work there by Maley again. The net looks to be off its moorings again, and we'll fix that again.
That's surprising. It just wants to go for a walk, the poor little thing. Bored.
Oh, we can go for a big walk in a few moments. The Zamboni will come out in about 84 seconds.
See, it's tired too. It's been on the ice for the exact same time as these boys, if not longer. It needs a rest in the intermission as well. Don't pick on the goal net.
I think the ice needs some rest too, just quietly.
Oh, look. It's going to be choppy out there by this point. The boys are definitely going to notice that difference when they come back.
So the Wolfpack working it out of their defensive end right near the Generals bench. O'Handley with the shot. That goes high and well saved there by Benjamin. Those aerial ones can be really difficult, JD, because they can just fly through the air and then dip at any opportunity. But he was there ready with the glove. Under a minute to go in the second period now. Still 0-0 Wolfpack and Generals. Clearing out of the Wolfpack all the way back down. And he wants the icing, Friedrich, and he gets it there. 52 seconds remaining, and the Generals with an attacking zone face-off to start.
Look, this is absolutely not the game I was expecting to be watching, to be honest. I mean, look at that hit. That's the sort of thing you were expecting, but this scoreline's ridiculous.
And that aerial shot was fantastic, and it was a good shot, and was also well saved by Benjamin, because some pucks in the air can do some amazing things. 50 seconds to go in the period. Wolfpack trying to work it out of their defensive end. Chenoweth, now they clear it out. The Wolfpack, Wyberthold, neutral ice. Generals with it, entering the zone. Handberg fires, and he had to scramble. He got a little bit of that the first time, Benjamin, and then he really wanted to control the puck on the rebound.
Catches it, plants it, gives themselves that rest, which is kind of redundant coming into the intermission, but you still don't want that puck free, especially that close, especially with that many of your opposing team members coming at you.
And you don't want to lose the puck and have it bounce behind you and bounce over the goal line at that point.
We have seen that many a time, and that must be absolutely heartbreaking for a goaltender.
32 seconds remaining in the period. Wolfpack and Generals 0-0. Wolfpack working out of their defensive end. Semi-final 1. Penalty coming.
Hands up.
Hands in the air, like they just don't care.
I was going to go to Rockabye Bear by the Wiggles. Let's play Spot the Parent.
Yeah, one parent to my left.
Wow.
Roughing the call.
Who is it?
Legs 11 in the penalty box.
Off you go. Think about your actions next time you're going to rough someone up, son.
Now, is there somebody else joining him? No, doesn't look to be.
No, looks like we're okay. So once again, Wolfpack on that power play, and that's not what the Generals want, especially this close to the end of the period when they're hungry for it.
Attacking zone face-off. Good opportunity here for the Wolfpack in the shadow of the intermission. Shot fired, goes wide, looking to gain pressure on the rebound.
That could have been disastrous.
Flung out of the zone rather urgently there by the Generals. Time rapidly expiring. Joey Gunner just going for a skate, just eating some seconds. And that, my friends, is the second intermission. The players can have a break, the commentators can have a break, and What an afternoon of hockey we've seen so far, and what an afternoon of hockey we've got coming up. Soon after this game, on a separate stream, will be the Blitz versus the Sabres.
Mate, I said it to you a few moments ago, this is not the game I thought we were going to see this afternoon between these two teams. If you'd have said to me at the end of the second, we're still going to have a 0-0 scoreline, I'd have called you crazy and made you go and make me a cup of tea. This is not what we were expecting, but what a game.
Certainly a great game so far. Both teams have really stepped it up. You'd expect from the stats that we mentioned in the first period that the Wolfpack would be totally dominating, but that's not the case.
Not by any stretch of the imagination. The Generals have definitely stepped in. Their defence has just gone above and beyond to stop everything the Wolfpack have thrown at them, and conversely, the Wolfpack have done the same.
So great action at both ends of the ice. We'll take a short break for the second intermission. We'll have a break alongside the players. We'll see some highlights from the first couple of periods, and we'll be back in a few moments for period number 3. Who will win, the Wolfpack or will it be the Generals? We'll find out very, very soon. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Australian Junior Ice Hockey League competition. It's semi-final one between the Sydney Wolfpack and the Adelaide Generals. At the end of 2 periods, the score is locked 0-0. The Adelaide Generals will be coming back short-handed with Connor Smith sitting in the penalty box for another 97 seconds. I'm Merrick Brook, and alongside me is John D.
Mate, you've got to think this is going to be the Wolfpack's moment to strike. Coming in fresh off the break, they've got that power play. You've got to think this is if they're going to make their move, this is when they're going to do it.
You would certainly think so. This game has been very, very tight, with lots of action at both ends of the ice. If you like some attack, there's been some good attack. If you're a fan of defence and goaltending, there's been a lot of that sort of action as well. What hasn't been a lot of action, really, is penalty box time.
We really did think there was going to be more of that, especially in the game, as we've said, between these two teams with these relatively high teams for some of these players. There's not been those opportunities like the Wolfpack have currently got, which really surprises us both.
They will be returning to ice level shortly. The first of 2 games today. Coming up after this game will be the semi-final 2 between the Brisbane Blitz and the Sydney Sabres, who are the current AJ champions.
And look, that game could be very similar to this one. Could be a completely different thing. We'll have to wait and see. But we are almost back on. Some of the guys are going out. And you've got to think they've absolutely loved that 10-15 minute break that they've just had to at least just sit down and not move, because they've just basically played half an hour's worth of hockey. And solid hockey, because as you say, Eric, it's been bits of everything. Every level of the team so far. The forwards, the defenders, the goalies have all stepped up, have all pushed hard to keep it at the 0-0 scoreline that it's at.
And so 0-0 at the end of 2 periods of hockey. It also makes me wonder what semi-final 2 is going to be like.
Well, look, as I said, it could be a repeat performance of this. We could, in theory, see a boat race. We could see a 3-2, 3-1, 3-1, as 3-3 as it goes out throughout the period. It could be a close but relatively high-scoring game. We don't know. Anything's possible. We never thought we were going to see the 0-0 at the end of the second that we've got here. So this next game's going to be probably just as nail-biting as this one, because the stakes are quite literally just as high.
So I hope you're enjoying all the action. Semi-final 2 will be following on a separate feed, Orthodox Media Group on YouTube. And that second game will be the Brisbane Blitz against the Sydney Sabres. And then tomorrow, the bronze medal game and the gold medal game after that for the Nathan Walker Trophy, as the referees call both teams back to centre ice. Heading back to the penalty box for the next 97 seconds, Connor Smith.
Off you go, Connor. Think about what you did, young man.
He's the leading penalty minutes taker for the Generals. 34 minutes before today.
Well, then he's had plenty of time to think about his behaviour and nothing's changed.
So back to centre ice. 15 minutes on the clock for the third and final period.
At least consistency is key when it comes to these.
Wolfpack on the power play for the next 97 seconds. Wolfpack in blue, Generals in black. AJ semi-final 1, period number 3 underway. Let's see who will be first on the scoreboard. Gunner now. Gunner entering the attacking zone. Battle up against the boards near the Generals bench. Wolfpack will be keen for a power play goal. Minute 19 of the power play remaining. Early stages of the third and final period. Cross ice pass there. Finds Gunner. Give and go on the blue line. Alexander Wardlaw. Shot goes wide. No action required by Friedrich on that occasion. The Adelaide Generals just get the puck out of there all the way back down. He was trying to control the puck there, Benjamin, but I think it jumped on him a little bit, so he had to turn and chase. Wolfpack now on the attack with 55 seconds of the power play remaining. Entering the zone. Alexander Wardlaw gets around one. Loses possession near the Zamboni door. And the Generals do a good job again of clearing their defensive zone. Wolfpack on another opportunity there. Great work there by Chen to get in the middle and get his stick down for that pass. Gunner providing some opposition. Gunner with the puck now for the Wolfpack. Goes straight down the middle. Entering the zone. Attacking, firing. A good shot there by Manio and deflected wide there.
Look, that could have been Manio's moment. In any other reality, he could have nailed that, because watching here, he comes along, absolutely no one in his path. The defender drops, tries to do his thing, goes wide, gets in his way.
Well, it was good work there by Kyle Clark to get back there in defence for the Generals and provide some resistance. Back now for the Wolfpack on the attack. They're still in the power play for the next 20 seconds. Another couple of opportunities possibly before they get Connor Smith back to Generals. In front, can he pull the trigger? No, he can't. Lavery losing possession and back down to neutralise top with possession. All the way back down for Berthold. Cross-eyes pass. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, but for how long? That is the question. Promoting the puck there was Maley. Into the action straight away, Connor Smith after being in the penalty box for the Generals. No team have converted so far on the power play. Neutral ice, good opportunity coming up for the Generals. Losing possession. Counter-attack opportunity for the Wolfpack. They'll straighten up the attack now. They do a good job via Lavery. Entering the zone now is Ransom. Ransom fires and right into the big Generals logo there off Friedrich, who holds and saves. Still 0-0, JD.
I'm surprised. I really thought that was going to be the Wolfpack's moment to convert that into a little power play goal. But look, once again, these Generals' defence have stepped up, killed the penalty, and here we are back at full strength.
Attacking zone face-off coming up now for the Wolfpack to the right-hand side of Friedrich. Ransom will take the face-off for the Wolfpack. Up against the half wall. Chenoweth getting involved, getting it back into neutral ice. They're just happy to dump it in at the moment. Chenoweth under some pressure on the half wall. Good work, Ransom, causing the turnover. On the attack, Wolfpack couldn't take advantage of the opportunity. Counter-attack opportunity by the Generals. Getting forced wide. Getting certainly forced wide there by Handberg. Held up against the boards there by Gunner. Reinforcements arrive from both teams. Wolfpack now should be able to clear it out. They clear it out. They use the right-hand side. Entering the zone via Cobb. Cobb fires and a good save again there by Friedrich. And importantly, JD there, no rebound.
No rebound to be seen at all, and you see a lot of that, or a lack thereof, when it comes to young Friedrich. You don't see a lot of those rebounds come from him. He catches it, he plants it, he stops it. He's not just coming off his glove. He knows where it's going to be. He knows how to stop it, and that's why he's got the stats that he's got, as I mentioned earlier.
The future of Australian hockey right here, right now, folks. Semi-final one, Wolfpack and Generals, 12 minutes to go, still 0-0. Riding the blue line and firing there was Barton, but again, good save there by Friedrich.
Absolutely, does it again, catches it, plants it, gets it between the glove and the pads and the ice. Exactly where it needs to be. Again, gets that breather, gets the reset, they're ready to go again, which in his defensive end, not necessarily where he wants the puck, but it's where it is, and he's going to deal with it.
Attacking zone face-off, Chen trying to clear it out for the Generals, kept into the zone there by Alexander Wardlaw, got a deflection on the way through. On the attack now, Manio's been vital for the Wolfpack this season. Lots of traffic in front, cleared out of the slot by the Generals, giving themselves some breathing space. They have to turn and chase. They do turn and chase the Wolfpack now. Some good pressure applied there by Matuk. All the way back down, and we have a whistle.
We certainly do. And have a quick look at what's going on here. We'll figure out whether that's somebody going, no, we're all good. And back down the other end, have a quick chat with Mr. Friedrich, who we've missed dearly in the last 10 seconds since we've seen him.
It's been that sort of game where you're always seeing both goalies.
Yeah, as we've said, it's been back and forth, competitive. Some of the best hockey we've seen at this level in a very long time.
Attacking zone face-off, using the glasses as their friend there. The Generals trying to clear their defensive zone. Flirting with danger though. You don't want a delay of game penalty in this circumstance. Just flung into the zone there by Albie Benjamin, giving his team an opportunity to change should they need to. Into the slot there, cleared out by the Generals. They had a good opportunity, but they couldn't take advantage of Wolfpack. 11 minutes to go. Wolfpack and Generals 0-0. Semi-final number 1. Generals now trying to clear it out. They went the long way in the end, but they got there. Losing possession there was Foster. Wolfpack cross-ice pass, clearing their defensive zone. Nice pass there for Alexander Wardlaw. Wardlaw shoots, fires, and again into the rather nice Generals logo there on Friedrich.
What is it going to take for one of these teams to plant it? It's one of the goalies is going to have cardiac arrest or something because they're both just playing such a good game. And then you step it forward, the defenders are playing amazing. It's really what it's come down to. Neither team can get past either of those two lines as good as their forwards are playing on both sides this game.
Ransom against Handberg for the face-off, attacking zone face-off for the Wolfpack. They win it there, promoting the puck was Barton. They clear it out, the Generals, and they just have to fling it in, the Wolfpack. They just have to allow their players to get back on side, not making it easy there. The Generals certainly going the hard way. They can't clear the zone. Good work there by Berthold, keeping it in the attacking zone of the Wolfpack. Under some pressure now, the Generals, they can't clear the zone. Ransom goes high, wide and handsome, but not on target. Kept in the zone there by Berthold. Underneath the scoreboard, well, it's still 0-0 with just on 10 minutes to play in this third and final period, semi-final number 1. Now the Generals clear it out, go for a skate down their left-hand side. Just happy to dump it in. Benjamin, no action required on that occasion. Kept into the zone well there by Andrew Chen. They have to come back now. Connor Smith with the puck. Smith now with the puck going for a skate down the right-hand side. Around a couple. Just trying to find some support. Gets a good shot on anyway. Saved there by Benjamin. Now the Wolfpack via Gunner. Gunner now is looking for options left and right. Goes eventually to the left. Dawn Boss with it there. Up against the boards. Kept into the zone. Well there by Clark. Clark fires in front. And the referee has called a halt to proceedings there.
Even though we saw the puck go flying, it's still the referee's call to stop it as he sees fit. This is what we're talking about. He lines it up. Clark fires it. Goes free. The ref's not sure what's going on. Calls it anyway.
Once the referee loses sight, that's the end of the section there, JD.
100% it is.
Lots of traffic in front, and that's what both teams really need to do in this next 15 minutes. Get bodies in front, and then anything can happen. The Generals now on the attack, kept in the zone well by Clark, trying to find Steele. Having to turn and chase now is Clark, and that will come back to icing.
Which again will bring us back down the other end, saying another hello to Mr. Benjamin.
And there's been lots of players who have been contributing. It's just not a case of let's pass it to your leading goal scorer and let them go nuts.
No, and you see a lot of that in a lot of games, and look, and that's fair if that works for you, but this has been team efforts on both sides, top to bottom, and it's fantastic to see.
Steele with the puck now has got Clark for company. Steele gets a round one. Up against the boards, they're using a very narrow corridor down the grandstand side at the moment, trying to advance the puck. He's watchful there. Benjamin, his play was behind him briefly. Up against the boards, leaving it for Clark. Doesn't select power drive. Up against the boards, Clark again is looking for options. Winds up, fires. Got a deflection of somebody on the way through. Could have even been friendly fire. Clark does a good job keeping it in the zone again. Wolfpack clearing it out and via the wall. Clark does select power drive, but just went a little bit wide on that occasion. Pressure there. Matuk up against the boards. Trying to clear it out. They clear it out now. The Wolfpack go the slightly aerial route. Back near the red line. On the attack there was Jackson Gallagher. Near the Zamboni door. 8:19 remaining and it's still 0-0. Third period, semi-final 1. Wolfpack and Generals. Generals clearing it out of their own defensive zone now. Having the turn and chase there was Berthold in defence for the Wolfpack. Up against the boards. Some good pressure from both teams there. Jackson Gallagher again, left-hand side. Winds up, fires, good save, and he reeled that in just to eliminate that rebound just in case the Wolfpack were approaching.
Which in that case they weren't, but any other situation they may well have been. Catch it, plant it, and then you've got your 1-0 game.
And it's an instant decision. You don't have 5 minutes to think about what you're going to do, JD.
No, you definitely don't have that pause and analyse time that you could potentially get, playing golf.
Attacking zone face-off for the Wolfpack. Albie Benjamin takes the face-off. Left now for Chen. Off the skates there of Wardlaw, Alexander. Lots of brothers playing in the AJ. Albie Benjamin on the attack. Follow-up. Well kept into the zone by Barton. He really had the stretch on that occasion. He's getting peppered now, Friedrich, under some pressure. Wolfpack there trying to set up. Well kept into the zone again. Here's some trouble. He needs to scramble, Friedrich. He needs to get back to his feet. Price is averted there for the Generals. That was very, very close there. But the Wolfpack didn't take advantage of the goalkeeper, or the goaltender rather, being on his backside. On the approach to the attacking zone now. Floating the shot was Lavery. Generals there in numbers though. 7 minutes to go. Going the aerial route. Kept into the zone well there by Barton. On the blue line. Barton again. Trying to find Lavery. Lavery under some pressure. Handberg contributing there for the Generals. Coming back now. He's getting around a couple of skaters there. Some good work there by Lavery. In the slot. That shot went fractionally wide. And the Wolfpack, they have to turn and chase with 6.5 minutes to go. Just electing to go backwards at the moment. Just trying to settle the puck down and find an escape route. They managed to do that. Would have been a risky cross-ice pass, but there were no Generals in the immediate vicinity. Generals looking to go backwards for the moment as well. Nice give and go there. Counter-attack opportunity. Good work there by Alexander Wardlaw up against the goalie, but he was up for it, Friedrich. Back in the neutral ice, so the Wolfpack have to turn and chase. 6 minutes remaining in the third period. Wolfpack and Generals nil-all semi-final number 1. Gunner uses the aerial route down the left-hand side, turning and chasing. Retrieving the puck. Follow-up opportunity and a good save there by Friedrich. They were certainly applying pressure there, the Wolfpack.
This is what your defenders have definitely got to be worried about when it comes to these situations is, does goalie fatigue become a factor at this stage? Because, especially at the moment where Friedrich's under so much pressure, they've got to work so much harder. Does that fatigue level get in? Does it slow them down? Does it make it easier to get the puck past them?
And it's so important too from both teams with this stage to go with 5:47 remaining in a semi-final game to keep the penalty box doors closed as the Generals now on the charge. They have to turn and chase via Gunner, the Wolfpack. Gunner with it now. Got some options. He elects to go to the left as that's the way he was skating anyway. Kept in the zone by Chen briefly. Near the Wolfpack bench now. Taking that away was Rye. Rye under some pressure. Some good work there by Clark getting involved. Now they can try and clear it out, the Generals. 5:22 remaining. Now they have to turn and chase. Connor Smith with it now for the Generals. Using the back wall, using the glass as their friend as well. Clearing it out of the Adelaide Generals defensive zone. Benjamin watched the rebound off the back wall. No action required on that occasion, but he was ready to do so if required. That will come all the way back down. Friedrich wanted the icing, didn't get it. Play can continue. Back into neutral ice. Lots of up and down play, up and down the ice. Not many whistles at this stage. Wolfpack now working their left-hand side via Dornbos. Somebody loses a stick. Good save into the corner there by Friedrich. Wolfpack now setting up. Chen back into neutral ice. They're on the attack. Very close opportunity there. He almost managed to convert Smith there. Chen leaves the puck behind. Back into neutral ice. Counter-attack opportunity down the right-hand side for the Wolfpack. Wolfpack just couldn't get a shot on there. Good pressure in the slot area by the Generals. Cause that play to break down. And that'll come all the way back down to neutral ice. Entering the attacking zone now with the Wolfpack. Well kept into the zone there by Lavery. Back now for Clark for the Generals. Chen. Cross ice pass. Finds the target in Pope. Getting his skates in the way there was Albie Benjamin. Counter-attack opportunity via the Wolfpack. Wardlaw gets forced wide. Shot. Puck's free in the slot. Backhanded shot from Ransom Lavery rather went wide. Up against the half wall. Pressure here for the Generals. Wolfpack now attacking, kept into the zone well briefly there by Gunner. Reinforcements arrive from both teams up against the boards. Clark for the Generals at their defensive end. Clearing out of the zone, they have to turn and chase all the way back down. And that will come back for icing in a good position for the Wolfpack, JD.
It most certainly will. But look, what these guys have got to now be wary of is 3.5 minutes out, 0-0, you don't want to start the desperation plays and make silly mistakes. So keep that focus. Both sides keep on what they want to do. You don't want to get desperate and as I say, make that mistake, let the other team in.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for the Wolfpack to the left-hand side of Friedrich. Kept into the zone by the Wolfpack. with it all to do in front. They clear it out, the Generals. Good job clearing the slot area. Gunner. They're just electing to go backwards. Now they're trying to go forward. They find Lavery. Lavery cross-ice pass on the right-hand side. Entering the zone now with 2:51 remaining. Not a clean entry on this occasion, but let's see what they can do. Setting up again, Lavery. He's battling there against Smith. Smith trying to clear it out for the Generals. Kept into the zone. Shot fired, goes wide. Alexander Wardlaw up against the boards at the Zamboni end. Smith does a good job of clearing it out of immediate danger. Cop there for the centering opportunity. Nobody in blue could take advantage of that. Generals just need to get the puck out of there, and they do. Leaving it back for Gunner. Near the Generals bench. Hope. Kenilworth now. And we have a whistle. 2:16 remaining. Penalty box door opening. Uh-oh, this could be game-changing.
What did I just say? This is the sort of thing we could be talking about.
Ben Handberg heading to the penalty box, and he's their leading goal scorer as well.
Also one of their leading penalty minutes holders as well.
Tripping the call against Handberg and the Wolfpack. They would love this opportunity. They've almost got a full 2 minutes of power play.
You've got to think this is the moment that the Wolfpack have been looking for. 2 out from the end. They've got the power play. They're down that end. This could be it, or it could not be it, and we might go to overtime. Either way.
So the possibility of bonus hockey, 5 minutes of OT, then a shootout if it's not resolved by the end of OT. 2:13 remaining. Wolfpack on the power play. Neither team's converted their power play opportunity. Wolfpack in the box seat. The Generals will just be happy just to get the puck out of there. Attacking zone opportunity. Good pressure there. Wardlaw was armed, ready and dangerous in the slot area. Just couldn't pull the trigger thanks to the pressure from the Generals. Generals clear it out now, short-handed, back in the neutral ice. Gunner with a nice pass on the right-hand side. Under 2 minutes to play now. Wolfpack and Generals 0-0. Dawn Boss with it now. Underneath the scoreboard. They have to control the puck, the Wolfpack. They've got 90 seconds of power play time remaining. Cleared out by the Generals. Well done, Generals, clearing it out there. They have to turn and retreat. Handy stick play there by goalie Benjamin. Another wave of attack coming with 90 seconds for the Wolfpack, entering their attacking zone. Wolfpack now in the box seat, you would think. Nice cross-ice pass, but the Generals were there in numbers. Counter-attack opportunity, short-handed. Here's some danger, and the Generals short-handed against the run of play. Almost a minute to go in the game, and heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking, JD.
For the Wolfpack, yeah, that's not what you want. That's not the kind of penalty goal you want to see on the power play. And he was on a tear. There was nothing he could have done. Benjamin, again, goalie fatigue is what we talked about earlier. Came along, planted it, short-handed goal. You've got to be happy if the Generals, not so happy if you're the Wolfpack.
So nice goal scoring there from Zach Steele there, and a good celebration into the wall, into the glass there as well. But for the Wolfpack, yes, they're down by a goal, but they still have the player advantage as the Generals were short-handed. So Handberg stays in the penalty box for the Generals. All to do now with the Wolfpack. Just over a minute remaining. It's all Wolfpack to do now. Wardlaw trying to squeeze through holes. Generals just happy now with that goal insurance just to get the puck out of there. Benjamin centering pass. Zach Steele with the goal. Wolfpack with it all to do now. 46 seconds remaining. Lavery, right-hand side, trying to fire. The pass goes wide. Manio, he'd be really the man that you're looking for at this stage. Centering pass. Generals are there. Clear it out. 30 seconds remaining. Generals lead 1-0. Empty net for Wolfpack. No. He's just hiding in the corner, Benjamin. He just went for a massive skate. I thought the net was empty for a moment, but here come the Wolfpack now. Can they equalise? Time running out in the corner. They really need to score now. Shot. Good shot there by Mannion. A great save there by Friedrich.
Which is what we've seen all night, or all afternoon, rather, is these saves from this young goalie. And this is not how I expected this game to go, and I don't think it's how the Wolfpack thought the game was going to go. But here we are. Generals of Allbar pulled it out. Here we are.
So we've
Back
got
to
a
the bench.
timeout,
Timeout,
Wolfpack, with 3.1 seconds to go. You'd have to pull the goalie. There's nothing else you can do in that situation.
Is it too little too late?
You just got to really win the face-off, shoot, score. That's the only option that you've got.
That's it. You've got to get that one-timer straight across to preferably Manio, given his history, and plant it. Go from there.
So it took a short-handed goal in basically the last minute of play. There was about a minute 14 from memory remaining.
Thereabouts.
When the Generals got that goal, the go-ahead goal by Zach Steele.
The only goal of the game to superstar Zach Steele.
And we mentioned it in the preview, JD. At semi-finals, anything can happen.
That's right. That's what I said at the top of the game. Rather, all it takes is one goal and one loss, and you're out. And I can imagine Coach Andrew Reynolds is having plenty to say to his boys right now. Very last second strategy meeting.
So 3.1 seconds to go. The good thing, there's two good things for the Wolfpack. They've got ice position.
Yes.
And they've got the extra attacker.
Yes. They've got 3 seconds.
That's the bad thing.
That's the con in the pros and cons in this list. It can be done, 100%. We've all seen it happen time and again. Whether it will be done, we'll find out in about 10 seconds' time.
You know, and it's that sort of moment as a forward that you dream about. Can they do it? No.
No,
they clear it out. The Adelaide Generals, they've got the win 1-0. And the Adelaide Generals, they celebrate, and a good shutout for Friedrich.
Absolutely it is. And it's if you're going to get a shutout, that's the time to do it. Not the game I would think anybody was expecting to see today, let alone us, let alone any fans and supporters watching at home. Least of all the Wolfpack, because the tear they've been on all season, smart money was on them. And it's gone to the Generals, and it's no knock on the Wolfpack's ability. Both teams played their hardest, and it's one of the best games I've ever seen in this league between the two teams. And it's just a credit to both sides, coaching staff, everybody, that it was so well fought. And it came down to, as you say, that last minute and a half and a short-handed goal from the General. So congratulations to the boys from Adelaide.
So a fantastic game all round. So what this means now is that the Adelaide Generals are in the gold medal game. They will play the winner of the next game between the Sydney Sabres and the Brisbane Blitz. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack, they'll be in the bronze medal game against the loser of the next game.
Oh, the loser. That sounds harsh. The team that
Didn't
doesn't win. Because, we've got to bust out a Simpsons reference at least once per game. But no, this has been an absolutely fantastic matchup between these two teams. Credit to both sides. Neither team should have any shame in or feel bad or anything that what they've done. Left nothing on the ice. There's nothing either team could have done any differently to change the outcome of this. It was fantastic effort on both sides, and I, for one, am really glad to have the honour of calling it. It's been a really good game.
So fantastic game all round, and what a grand final that this is set up tomorrow. Adelaide Generals against either the Blitz or the Sabres. The Blitz have never won the AJ, and the Sabres are the current champions.
Look, it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow regardless. The fourth spot comes in, cinches that spot. As we said earlier on, all it takes is that one game, and here they are. Adelaide are going to the grand final.
So stick taps coming up for all the Adelaide Generals fans, both in arena and also on the stream. And a fantastic game decided there. A short-handed goal to Zach Steele there, sealing the result for the Adelaide Generals.
Not, as I've said ad nauseum throughout this game, not the game we thought we were going to watch. A 1-0 game scored in the last minute and a half. That nobody would have predicted it. If you're a betting man and you'd had that bet on, you probably would have come away pretty well for the day, but nobody would have taken those odds.
So what that sets up is a fantastic semi-final 2 on a separate stream short with Orthodox Media Group on YouTube, and the Brisbane Blitz against the Sydney Sabres.